Hey folks, it's Ray at Rainmaker.com here, and today we've got some pretty big news from Strava about undoing one of the most unpopular decisions they've made in a while. Last August 2019, they removed the ability for you to pair sensors to the Strava app. Well, technically they announced it in August and they did the deed in October, but nonetheless, the deed was done and that was that. But then Strava did the deed again. They fired their CEO and brought a new CEO in, and then since January, you've got all these new features that you didn't get for like 5 years. Now, except if you're not a subscriber, in which case then you got most of your features removed. But if you're a paying subscriber, you're good to go, apparently. But with today's change, you get another new feature. Well, somebody does. More on that in a second. You get the ability to pair heart rate sensors, Bluetooth smart ones, into either the iOS or Android app. Now, before you go try it, first up, there is no front door to this beta program. There's a beta program. Apparently, Strava will call you. You won't call them. In other words, it'll show up in your app for some percentage of people out there, and then you'll be able to access it and try it out. But there's no front door into that whole society. It's just going to happen. So keep that in mind. First off, to use it, it's super simple. You go down the record button there, just like normal. It'll go ahead and find your location, just like normal. You then click the new heart rate icon you see at the bottom there. That heart rate icon allows you to pair a sensor. So in this case, you can see I'm wearing a couple sensors. I've got the Polar OH1, the Garmin HRM Pro, the whip strap, the TICKR. I got it all here. Like a whole box of sensors. I'm sure if like Jiggly's enough, it'll wake up and it'll be fun times. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and click on the TICKR. And you'll see it shows paired up there in just a second. It'll say connected. There we go. I can remove pairings if I want to later on. But what's nice about this is this will automatically connect back to that sensor for my next activity. I hit the done button, and now I'm ready to roll. You see down at the bottom there, by the way, it shows the beats per minute, 70 for my heart rate right now, and it shows that it's connected. And then I also go up in settings here and see my heart rate sensor connected there as well and my current heart rate. Pretty straightforward stuff. Once I click start, I see my heart rate listed in the top right-hand corner. Because it's a pretty basic app, you can't like change anything at all data field wise. That's what you got right there. You go off and do your activity. When you're done, you hit stop, you hit finish, and that's that. It's super straightforward and super basic. Okay, and a quick note, if you're finding this video interesting or useful or something at all, go ahead and simply whack that like button at the bottom there. It really helps out this video and the channel quite a bit. By the way, one little caveat though that I kind of forgot about because I so rarely use the Strava app for indoor activities. You can't do an indoor activity with the Strava app, which is kind of crazy. For reals, like you can't do it. You can't turn off GPS. You can only choose from all the GPS activities, and then after the fact, Strava says you can make it an indoor activity, but you can't do it while you're doing it, which, yeah, that's... So like I said before, I don't know, when this is going to get rolled out more publicly. I actually asked Strava some of these questions, a lot of questions. And in particular, I asked them like, why now? Because you remember way back when they got rid of this functionality, they said it was because it was causing a crash to their app amongst millions of athletes and the whole world was ending and all this sort of stuff. And within that, they basically threw the developers under the bus. They threw their own developers under the bus and implied that the developers were incapable of figuring out how to pair a basic Bluetooth heart rate strap that literally thousands of other apps out there do just fine. So I asked like, what changed? Why now? And I asked like when it's going to be rolled out to more people. And I asked all these sort of things and they said no answers to any of that. But they did give me a simple statement. They said, quote, this is the quote part, "For a small part of the Strava community, BLE support, especially for heart rate, continues to be a high value feature and frequent feature request." Could have told them that. "We're exploring how to bring it back in a way that works for these athletes and the community at large." There you go. Now, as I said before, this isn't something I tend to use personally a ton. I have used it in the past, mostly in cases where my watches were dead or whatever the case was. I just wanted to like fill the gap and I had a heart rate strap on. And I think for a lot of people on this channel, you probably have a watch or a bike computer, whatever the case is, so you're not using this a ton. Where it's more applicable is probably people who don't watch this channel that just want to have Strava app paired to heart rate strap and that be their fitness app. That be it. My brother is oddly enough in that category. He goes out for runs, he uses the Strava app, he doesn't have a watch. I probably should send him one, but he doesn't have one, and thus this is the sort of thing that would appeal to him. Again, maybe not the viewers of this channel, but I can see why taking away something that was so core to the Strava experience seemed kind of silly. Because it was kind of silly. So like I said, I don't know when, I don't know who this will roll out to, I don't know if it'll be for everyone or just paying people, I don't even know why yet, but what I know is for a small section of people, it is there today. So go and poke around your Strava app, make sure it's fully updated first, see if it's there, open, close it, all the usual jingle jangle stuff, and hope for the best. Anyways, if you found this video interesting, whack that like button at the bottom there, or hit the subscribe button for plenty more sports technology goodness. I got a ton of stuff coming up next week. It's sitting over on that table right there. So it's gonna be a busy next week and the week after for sure. With that, have a good one.